I'm Leif Johansen, Chief Officer of Acoustics and Research at Autophone. I'm going to tell you about the 2M series, the classic 2M series in this video, red, blue, bronze and black. When I joined Autophone 15 years ago, the chief engineer, Per Windfeldt, was working on this series. So I joined in on his work and we finished up this series together. Per Windfeldt has been really a very important person for Autophone during many years, and it was really an honor for me to take over his position. By now, the 2M series has become really iconic for Autophone. And this is because of two reasons, or at least two of the reasons are that we have the color coding. That color coding was introduced with the 2M series, and also because of the very shape of the cartridge. If you look at it, it's very obvious that it's been inspired by the shape of a diamond. That design was developed together with Møller Jensen Design in Copenhagen. We chose to have a color coding of the cartridge to tell about sort of how they progress in the system instead of having numbers, because we felt that colors are more easy to remember. So therefore, instead of naming them whatever 10, 20, 30, 40, we are using colors, so that would be red, blue, bronze and black. And this has become a very popular system among our customers, and we have in fact also introduced this system among other of our cartridge series. So the MC Quintet series, we also have the red, blue, bronze and black, and also our MC Cadenza series, we have the same thing. And what does this mean, this color system? If I try to explain or put some words on what we have, then this one, the red one, that is the entry-level cartridge in the series. And it's an all-round cartridge that delivers a really nice open dynamic sound. A sound that would really satisfy really many people, and we know that because we have sold really many of those cartridges and it's been fitted on a lot of turntables out there. If we go to the blue, we'll get a more precise sound. You will get more dynamics, you will get more resolution, and those things are really adding to your musical experience. So this is about that your listening experience is getting better. Going to the bronze, again, you would be adding more details and dynamics to the system. You would have more musicality put into the system. So everything is a little bit better than on the blue, and this experience, your listening experience, will definitely also become more exciting. And the last one in this original lineup is the black, and we put it very shortly, this is the best of the best in this series. It combines all the good things that you couldn't put into this 2M series. So for many years, this has been known as the best moving magnet cartridge in the market. I will now try to go into some details and explain about why we have this sound difference, because there are of course some technical reasons for this difference. If I start with the red and look what we have here, then I will take off the stylus guard. The guard that is protecting the stylus, which we have in here. So we have a cantilever, and at the very tip of that we have a small diamond. This is a tipped diamond, so it's bonded on a small titanium shaft, and it's elliptical shaped. It's sitting on a part that you can remove, so that this cartridge in fact have a stylus part and a body part. This one really easy to take off. I'll now put it back on, put it into place over here, and then we will have a look at the blue again. Take off stylus guard, and in here we again have an elliptical stylus, but this is now a nude elliptical stylus. So the whole diamond is diamond, no titanium shaft. Also, from going from red to blue, the rubber suspension has been changed. Rubber suspension is also sitting in the stylus part. That rubber suspension has of course been produced at Ortofon factory. One of our specialities at Ortofon's factory is that we have a dedicated department developing rubber compounds and producing rubber compounds. So all the rubber compounds we use in our cartridges, they have been developed in-house by our experts and produced in-house by our production team. So therefore we know exactly what kind of rubber we can have, and we can have exactly the sound that we want from a cartridge by choosing the correct rubber suspension. Very important feature for the cartridge. And as you can see now, we can take this one off very easily. You can in fact make an upgrade if you want to, from this to this. I'll come back to that in a second. I'll put this one back, and then I will go for the bronze and the black. So the stylus part, again, if I have a look at that, then the differences from blue to bronze is again a different stylus. This is now a fine line elliptical stylus, of course nude, and the rubber suspension has been changed again to a different compound with different properties to give this difference in sound. And next step, nude diamond, of course, but now it's a Shibata diamond. The rubber suspension in the bronze and in the black is the same. By doing this series, we also wanted to give a lot of value to the customer. So I explained to you about the differences now in the stylus part, where we went from this bonded elliptical to elliptical, fine line elliptical to Shibata, and also the differences in rubber suspension. But also there's a difference in the housings. So the housing that you have over here for the red and blue, that's the same one. And the housing we have for the bronze and black, that's the same one, but they are different. So this is one house and this is one house. And inside this housing, in fact, inside this part, you cannot see it, but inside here, we have the coils, and the coils over here is wound by copper wire. Over here, we use silver-plated copper wire. And using a silver-plated copper wire is also enhancing the sound quality and your listening experience. So it's not only about what kind of stylus you have, it's also about what kind of wire you are using. So the upgrade is more significant than if it was just the stylus that you were changing. This is also about having a better housing with better coils. Now look into how to actually upgrade. I told you about this range, 2M classical range, red, blue, bronze and black, and the differences. Then how to upgrade. Let's assume you have a turntable with a 2M red, like here, and you want to have better musical experience, better sound quality. So how to do it within this 2M range. I'll just take it in my hands. I will have a look here later on. So what we learned about these two cartridges is that the body is the same, but the stylus part is different. Tipped elliptical diamond, nude elliptical diamond, also a change in rubber suspension. So what I need to do is only to take off this stylus part, the blue, or sorry, red, of course, and then buy not a 2M blue cartridge. You don't need to buy a whole cartridge. You need to buy a 2M blue stylus. So you go out, buy a 2M blue stylus, and then you just fit that onto your 2M red cartridge. That's it. Now you have a 2M blue cartridge. Very easy upgrade to do. please have a look at our website about how to adjust tracking force and stuff like that. There might be some adjustments you need to do. Let's have a look down here. What if I have it mounted, which is probably the case? I go out, buy this one, bring it home, and then very easily take this one off and, well, take the blue on 2M Blue cartridge. Easy upgrade, better sound quality, better musical experience. If we go over here, then the same thing happens. So if you have 2M Bronx cartridge and you really want to go for the best of the best within this 2M series, then of course it's again about exchanging the stylus part with a 2M black stylus part. So again, you go out, you don't buy a 2M black cartridge, you buy a 2M black stylus, and then you go home, take off Bronx stylus part, put on the black stylus part, like this, and you're ready to go. Now you have a 2M black stylus. So it's a 2M black cartridge. Very easy upgrade as well. So these are the two easy upgrades to do within the 2M series. If you want to make a bigger jump and not just one step from there to there, or even if you want to make a jump from, let's say, a 2M Blue cartridge that you might have, like this, to the 2M Bronx, then you also need to exchange the body, because the body of these two were the same copper wire of the coils. This one silver plated copper wire. So therefore you cannot take this one and just put on a Bronx stylus part. If you have a blue cartridge or a red cartridge like you have here, then you would need to take the whole body and the whole cartridge and exchange it. So you would have to dismount the 2M red or 2M blue, take off head shell wires, take out the screws, and take your new cartridge, mount it again. Very easy, 2 screws, 4 head shell wires, and then you are basically ready to go with a better sound quality. Please, again, have a look at our website about tracking force, and also have a look at some of our videos explaining how to mount a 2M cartridge. This 2M range has basically a cartridge for everyone. Something entry level where you get really nice sound quality. It's very popular, as I told you, so there are many people out there really satisfied about the sound quality you get from this very, very good cartridge. But also, we go all the way to the other end, where you have the best of the best 2M from this classic 2M range. So there's something for everybody. It has to fit into your system, of course. So if have a look at what kind of turntable you have and try to figure out if it makes sense to just go from red to blue, or if you want to go all the way from red to Bronx or even to black. That is also about your turntable. It's all very easy to do, and no matter what upgrade you do, it's worthwhile and you will get a better musical experience. I hope this video helped you, and thank you for watching.